Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome y'all to the show personally. Just hang on. It's going to be a ride. There's a lot of things that we have to address, a lot of issues that we have to attack, and a lot of things that we have to deal with so we can be prepared for the future. Now, this is dealing with Jay-Z and the NFL. So I want to read to you all a little something that's coming from page 6, and this was by Tashara Jones, 9:08 p.m. August 19th. Check this out. Longtime Jay-Z associate Irv Gotti told Page 6 that the rapper looks as if he's being used like a pawn by the NFL. The Empire State of Mind rapper shocked fans last week by making a deal with the NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell. Now, first, it was allegedly, and sources said that the NFL approached Jermaine Dupri first, but Jay-Z told Jermaine Dupri not to take the deal. Now, okay, making a deal with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell to join its social justice campaign. Now, campaign, actually, one of the definitions of campaign is war. So it would say it's social justice war because there's a war on Colin Kaepernick simply because of his stance. And we'll get more into that towards the end of this and probably within the middle of this broadcast. But I'm just setting the stage first, right? Okay. Now, look. After backing Colin Kaepernick in his struggle with the league over his kneeling protest, and Gotti, who called Jay my brother, and was reluctant to talk about the issue until we pushed him on it. This Irv Gotti said that it appears as if Goodell could be using Jay to rehabilitate the league's image in wake of the Kaepernick debacle. Now, NFL is like, look, police still killing black men. We're going into a new season. Preseason is underway. We don't want the exposure of the kneeling, and we don't want to bring the social injustice that's taking place upon young black males' heads to enter another year into our league. We need someone who can help curb this situation. Right. Okay. Now, this is Irv Gotti. While he said that he hopes that the hip-hop idol is planning to improve the league from the inside, as if this would be the spook who sat behind the door, can he improve the league from the inside? Okay, let me finish reading. While he said that he hopes that the hip-hop idol is planning to improve the league from the inside, Gotti told Page 6 to sit there and watch Jay talk while Roger Goodell is sitting there quiet. He's stating that it almost looks like, in so many words, that Jay-Z is being used as a pawn. He basically saying, look, he's sitting there and to watch Jay talk while Roger Goodell is sitting there quiet. It almost looks like the NFL manufactured and manipulated Jay to be the front and face of the bullshit, knowing Jay is so powerful that he can make people forget about kneeling. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. Irv Gotti is saying that Jay-Z is so powerful he can make the people forget about the whole issue behind the taking a knee. Now, it started out fast. Look, man, hey, it's too the injustice is so blatant and so great that somebody with stature who cared enough has to come out and say, hey, man, enough is enough. Why Colin Kaepernick? Why Colin Kaepernick? Why was he such a face, and why was he so bold in his efforts? Let me tell you why. Colin Kaepernick, he mulatto, light-skinned brother who, in this society, especially amongst black people, who has the sick mindset of colorism, would put a person like Colin Kaepernick on a pedestal, but not in white society. In white society, he knows he's still a nigga. That hair, look, that one drop, and he's been treated like that. But Colin is a true rebel because he didn't like the treatment. He didn't like when he was being discriminated against, and he was like, look, I will fight to the end because I am somebody. So I'm not, I would take a knee to hell with this football. You know, my existence on this planet is not going to be measured by some racists and their ideologies. I will fight to the end. And that's Colin Kaepernick's mindset, right? Now, Gotti, this the contrast. Now the ball is back in Jay-Z's court because now Colin Kaepernick, he's been making a stand, right? NFL like, look, man, we need somebody. We need a battle. We need somebody that can come and counter this Colin Kaepernick. The movement too strong. Nike giving him billboards. Black folks is buying up Nike, but they not spending money at these games. We losing money. The ship is sinking. You know what? Hey, this ship is sinking. Jay-Z, you know what? You can drive the ship for a while. We let you, come on in and drive. They're not telling him the ship is sinking. No, they just said, you know what? I think you've been staring, at the driver's seat behind the window. I know it was a time we wouldn't let you in the cabin and we wouldn't let you in the captain's quarters. But you know what? I like you, and you know what? Some of my best friends are black. You know what, Jay-Z? You know what I'll do? I'll let you drive the boat. He don't know that the ship's sinking, though. But he's like, okay, cool. We'll let you drive the boat. Jay-Z's like, okay, I'll drive the boat. Well, okay, let me drive the boat. Okay, cool. Gotti called it a brilliant move for the NFL and added, if it was a masterminded plan, then you just used Hov for a masterminded plan and made him look like a pawn in this whole fucking thing. He added that he's willing to see how it plays out before making a final judgment on it. Now, I don't know if Jay-Z aware. He might be astute. He might not. Jay-Z might be looking at this as a business move. Look, man, I could own me a team. All I got to do is quiet down this kneeling thing, and, man, there's some more billions, getting ready to roll into my pocket. He might don't understand this. There will always be, in this dynamic, a Malcolm and a Martin in America. What do I mean by that? There'll always be revolutionaries who will stand up like Colin Kaepernick and say, you know what? We're going to boycott the NFL. We're going to take a knee at this flag. That third verse of that national anthem that talks about the slaves and they won't be free until they're in their grave, and that whole racist part of that anthem that they left out, and that they only give you a portion of the national anthem, the first two verses. They took that third verse out. It's still part of the poem by Francis Scott Keys, but they removed that part, and you only humming or singing the first two. But the part that the original, it was racist. And so a knee has been taken. Mind you, this is Malcolm and Martin. Okay, Kaepernick representing Malcolm, Jay-Z representing Martin. They come to Jay-Z. And the reason why do I say that? Okay. And no knock on Martin, because we love Dr. King. But the original March on Washington was started in the streets. You hear Malcolm X talk about it. You hear Brother Khalid Muhammad speak up on it. And was saying how the people was tired. They wasn't coming to Washington to march. They was coming to Washington to throw down. They was fed up. They was tired. They was tired of the injustice. They was tired of the system. So they told Martin Luther King, look, you need to stop this thing. Dr. King told him, how can I stop it when I didn't start it? As Malcolm X explains, they said, okay, well, I tell you what. We'll put you at the head of the march. We'll have picket signs. We'll let people. We'll organize it. We'll let people speak. We'll tell them how long they can speak. You can carry signs of what cities you were from. But they wanted to quell that initial aggression and frustration that was naturally built up amongst the people because they was coming up there to demand change. So they had to find a way to quiet it down, smooth it out. Hey, it's going to be all right. Pat them on the back and give them a smile and shake their hand. They're going to play you like a funky piano. In other words, play them, right? And so that's what that was about. But tricks. Was Dr. King tricked? I like to think that they tricked him in believing that they were a friend to him, because towards the end, Dr. King did say, I felt like I'm leading my people into a burning building. Dr. King started recognizing, hey, okay, something is not right. You got money for wars, and you giving out these land grants to immigrant whites who's coming over to America, but the black man who suffered and built and sweat and tore this land, you're not giving him nothing? You're not even reparations? So he was starting to change his ideology. And we know the history. So, and it's like that today. Colin Kaepernick standing up, hey man, this injustice is not right. Hey, by any means necessary, we're going to boycott. And, it's getting out of hand, so they got to bring someone in. As I stated, whether Jay-Z knows he's being used or not, I don't know. But they got to bring him in, and let's quiet this thing down. Look, we'll give you a title, and you run your social campaign, i.e. war, upon Colin Kaepernick and the people who are following his ideology, and you get you get the civil right minded Negroes to get behind you, and we'll put money behind y'all. We'll have some preachers up here. We'll have some crossover artists, and and we'll work together and we'll all make some money. But whatever you do, don't support that ideology of Colin Kaepernick and the kneeling towards this flag, because it's upsetting white people. They don't want to come to the game. Black folks are boycotting the games. We don't want to go into another NFL season with this hanging up on our back, sinking shipping. Jay-Z, you take the wheel. That's what it's all about. Now, hopefully, I would like to see, me personally, I would like to see Jay-Z and Colin Kaepernick showing a united front, even if it is a front, showing that they're united, and let them two come to an agreement. Let's see if they will allow Jay-Z to do that, or let's see if Jay-Z does it on his own and say, look, Colin Kaepernick, this is my brother. I'm from the projects. I know how police and how the injustice system is. I know that, but also I'll show the youth how, regardless of all the negative circumstances that face them, you can be successful like I am. Meaning that you can use your talent, your entrepreneur skills, and become successful without selling your soul. I hope he shows them how to do that. Or I tell you what, or come out and say, look, Man, this game ain't worth it. Selling your soul ain't worth it. Matter of fact, you better off where you at. Get you a 9 to 5 or make you some money. As long as you can make enough to take care of your family and have you some material things and enjoy life, then just do that. But don't say so, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. I have enough love for my community and my people to at least tell them that, because this is very important within this dispensation in time. Right now, in the present, this is very important. Why is this important? You have your President Donald Trump, who tried to buy Greenland. Then you have the financial analysts who predict we're heading to a recession. So football and that football is very important to the stabilization of this country. If it shuts down, that'll be a big blow to this economy. So it's like, look, Jay-Z, we need you to do your civic duty. Save hip hop. You'll save this nation. Look, you and your wife making a lot of money. Your face is everywhere. We showed y'all a lot of favor. You owe us one. Basically what they're saying. Save this thing, because Colin Kaepernick, he's damn near destroyed the NFL. We hemorrhaging. The stadiums is not as full. People are protesting. He said, look, man, with all this racial tension in America, this is what the white owners are saying. We know that these cops, and we know the disdain and the hatred that a lot of the white nationalists or white supremacists have for black people in America. We know that there'll be more cop killings of young black men, and if one so happens during the NFL season, of the new upcoming NFL season, the 1920 season, it can be detrimental for the league. So we want you to get out in front and curve this thing, and whenever an injustice happens to a young black male, we're going to need you to social engineer this to keep things quiet. Social campaign, meaning we need you to help us in this social war to take back the integrity of the NFL, despite the black players taking the knee for young black men being killed by police officers. But why are these young black men taking the knee? Because they got nephews, they got cousins, they got little brothers, they got sons that they know it can easily happen to. And they're saying, look, man, I'm putting so much money in this system. Can I get some justice? Can I, okay, yeah. Can send a loose cigarette, allegedly, I shouldn't die behind it. Damn. If you ask me to show you my gun permit and I reach to show it to you, don't kill me dead in the street. Hot damn. Now, if you're saying that being a police officer is so dangerous that you are on edge, then we see the videos where white women slap police officers, white men get into actual fist fights with police, and they walk away. White women, white men cuss them out aggressively, angrily, all they get in their car and drive off and have the officers dragging and everything, and the white person makes it home. But a black man will come with a loose cigarette, you put him in a chokehold till you kill him. Hey, Philandro Castile. Yeah, well, I got a concealed handgun license. Oh yeah, let me see it. He reached in his wallet to see it. Bam, bam, you shoot him. What goddamn what you shooting for? You asked me to get it. Well, I thought he had a gun. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna arrest you because you driving a bike and you don't have you legally riding a bike. You don't have all the certifications, something, whatever. Come on. All this that's going on within society, we are not your scapegoat, and that's basically what the protest was about. Look, don't make a grown man kneel to something that has racial epithets within its creation. One, because if you truly believe in what it's saying, then it, in your mind, it would justify the shootings of unarmed black men. Because the anthem and the action plays hand in hand, and no white person came out and condemned that third verse to the national anthem and said, hey, we want to, the reason why we removed that because we found it repugnant, we found it evil, and we found it negative, and so that's why. And we wanted to start a new mindset and replace that with something positive, and then the actions maybe of those who swore and protect the flag will change their ideology on how they see minorities. But as long as you have that third verse and they swore under that flag, then they swearing to the whole thing. You just giving parts of it, but they're taking oath to the whole anthem under that flag, and you don't know the mindset that goes with that individual. That's why you're talking about mental illness, because maybe he can't distinguish between right and wrong. Maybe he can't distinguish between that third verse of the national anthem and that it's null and void. It's no longer valid in today's time. Maybe the officer saying, well, if I swore to the whole parts of the national anthem. He knows what it is. He read it. Nobody's coming out saying, hey, look, we condemn the third verse of the national anthem. They're not saying that. Not saying that at all. It needs to be said. Because if you don't, you have those who will use that as a justification for hunting down minorities, whether it's black or brown. Y'all get what I'm saying? All right. Now, look, y'all check us out. Vero Pick Radio on YouTube, Instagram. Check out Everyday People, the movie. You can check out that on YouTube as well and catch some of the highlights. I'll be letting you know where you can purchase your EDP t-shirts and the actual EDP movie. It's coming up soon. You know, we're working on it. We're doing our due diligence and making sure you get your copy, both of the shirt and the docudrama. It's going to be a life changer. I appreciate everyone who's listening. Barlow, I thank you for the compliment. Graphic, high frequency. Brother Abdul, low key. Pebble, I really appreciate what you do. All my friends on Facebook. Look, I know I say this a lot, but I got to get better at social media. I mean, writing movies, directing movies. Now we venturing out with the food truck, the shirts, and the merchandise and material. It's just going till I might need me a social media person. Because something, because on top of that, I got to spend time with the family. And I got other domestic things I have to do. I might have to get someone to handle the social media part of it for me, man. Because at the end of the day, man, I'd be so whooped, I'm out. And by the time I wake up the next morning, it's back on. Things got to get done. And, I just got to get better at it. But still, it is what it is. But thank you all for listening. Vero Pick Radio, we're out.